Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor at M19 Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Well, not a lot of flash and dash on that play. 2nd and 2, and they hand it to the big man. And he ends up picking up a first down. A little bit of gray area there, though. But I think what they thought, hey, we hand it to him here. If we come back and don't get it, we still got another down to try and pick it up.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Jackson on 1st down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Let's go. 3. 1.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Mariota now on 2nd down. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Mixon with a first down carry. Down right around the 25. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's go.
second down. Here's Mixon. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Three.
Mariota on 3rd and 2. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Michael Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Gold now out to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And now here come the Ravens. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Caught left side, Williams. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a long night.
They give him a gain of 37. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a first and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now first and goal, expect them to attack right here on this play.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out?
And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now a play fake here on first down. Going deep downfield for and that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there for the Bengals. 55 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Now Mariota. This will be caught at about the 6. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2nd and goal from the 1. They come out here in the eye. They'll look to run with Ingram. And he bulls his way into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. Mark Ingram, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gold now out to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Now it's Jackson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another 1st down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
This quarterback now already over 100 yards passing in just this 1st quarter. It's 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out. Here's Jackson. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Following the interception here, Mariota going deep downfield for Ross. And it's knocked away and incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Play fake. Mariota. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. And a nice gain of 21 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's a give to Mixon. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mariota. On the right side, caught by Green. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. He got 29 yards that time.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They'll run it here with Bernard. Skirts by at the 15. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. To throw is Mariota. Flush to his right. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
All right, now look at 56.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big 1st down to get away from the end zone. So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. 1st and 10 at the 14. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense does cover this one, but back inside their own 5-yard line. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And a nice pickup as this one gets them to the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 7 on the carry, but they'll need to double that here. It's 3rd and 14.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Jackson. And fights him off. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Sam Cook now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. He'll take it at the 42. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And this offense, they've got it set up on the silver platter. 1st and goal inside the 10. First down, Mariota. Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A.J. Green, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals add on to their lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gold now out to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A good pickup there, a 22. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
No. Check. Patriot.
Now Jackson. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. 2nd down, Mariota. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Remain here in the first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram, and he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Mariota now to throw on 1st down. He dumps it down to Ingram. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of you.
This is caught inside the 15. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Gold to add the extra point. Gold with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gold now out to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. Able to push his way through. And a pretty slick return there as he's up just shy of the 45-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it.
Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens cut into that lead. And this time he gets it to go as it is up and good. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Throwing, Mariota. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. A first down throw for Mariota. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now, before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They go play action. Mariota going deep downfield for Ross. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot doing there, as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, here's Dante Pettis on the return. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. Looking for an opening. Not much there. He'll get it to the 39. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
3rd and short yardage. Mariota. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. Thielen with his first catch, and it's a first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this, when he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. It's Mixon on the counter. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals add on to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Gold now out to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Back to that Philly. Here we go.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Brought down by the cornerback, William Jackson.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. And it's fielded at the 34. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
Let's go.
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Is that Woody
He would have
Hayes?
kept it on the ground.
Now a carry for Bernard. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. Andre Howell, the one to bring him down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Mariota. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28. A handoff to Mixon. A beautiful fake. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Mark Mark Ingram, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gold now out to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
He's going to air one. It's caught inside the 25. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. And they'll run it here. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Vontaze Burfict, the one to get him down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. He's got his man on the crossing route. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
The Ravens on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And an alley to run. And he coughed it up. And the Bengals have recovered it.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
A handoff. It's Mark Ingram. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
A handoff, running left, Mixon. Flashed the stick skills on that run, but then stopped shy of the 35. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. Back now in Baltimore. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Bengals on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now a handoff to Ingram. And he'll take this one down to the 36. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
He had it online, gave it a pretty good ride, too, but in the end, he's a victim of the crossbar.
And, Brandon, you know kickers very well. I bet if we ask him after the game, he'll say he didn't get all of it. We've seen him hit from deeper than this in warm-ups. But here, he's a foot or so from clearing that bar.
Jackson on first down. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. That's Samuel, caught left side. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Room here to run. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves him well short for 4th down. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is fielded at the 7. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10.
One. Set. Where they team?
On 3rd down, Mariota. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple of weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And the Ravens taking the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout,
because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out, and no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 2. A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 17 at a Cincinnati 1st down.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Now a toss play to Bernard. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon, and the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
Hey, 50.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes.
Detroit! Detroit! Three down. Hey, check. 3 down. We got 3.
And they take a knee. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys who's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Get your notes laminated, because, open air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for Cincinnati, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they taste defeat for the first time this season as they drop to 5-1. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the Washington Redskins. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.